Thank you, dear friends, for tuning into the Family Enrichment Hub. Thank you for loving our channel. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for sharing those lovely comments. We receive them with a lot of appreciation. It's another lovely day here with me, Stella Obokelo, and I have the honor to share with us today on the power of our words as parents. Our theme scripture is going to be Proverbs chapter 18, verse 21, and it says, "The power of life and death lie in the tongue, and they that love and engage it will eat the fruits therein." Many years ago, a dear friend shared with me a very sad story. She said when she was born, her mother made a very ugly comment. The mother said she wasn't a beautiful baby, and so she wanted to throw her in the pit latrine. And on an unfortunate note, when she grew up, she was actually told these words which the mother had made. And as you'd expect, the relationship went bad. She grew up to hate and resent her mother, and that relationship was totally destroyed. 2 weeks ago, I also happened to meet another lady while I was at the shop. This lady had come to send some money to her mother, and when I engaged her in a chit chat, she said this mother she's sending money to did not love her while she was growing up as a child, that the mother used to make very nasty comments. She used to tell her how she was a useless child, she would never amount to anything, and that she would even one day be crushed in an accident. And I thought, wow, what kind of a parent makes that kind of negative proclamations on the life of their child? And so I'm using this just to draw attention to the fact that as parents, we have the power to speak life or to bring forth death and destruction using our words in the lives of our children. And so, dear friends, allow me to share a few things that we could actually use to help us on this journey of raising impactful and purpose-filled children in our generation. And one of them, which I would strongly encourage all of us, let's desist from the habit of comparing our children. Do not compare your children for whatever the reason with outsiders. Do not even compare them amongst themselves as children. Don't be caught as a parent making remarks like, this one will not amount to anything. This one is brighter than the rest. This one is more sporty. This one seems to be having a better future. Do not make that kind of remarks. Why? Because all of us from experience at one point were children, and we're not perfect children at that. And if we could rise up and become the people of value who we are today, surely there is no exception for your child. And so on that note, friends, use words of life and encouragement in order to build your children and not to destroy them using unhelpful comparisons. And then another one that we need to note, friends, is that usually hurting people hurt people. Ask yourself, how emotionally stable are you? If you have a feeling of pain, if you have a sense of depression, if you have a sense of anger, if you have a sense of unforgiveness within you, chances are you're going to mete out very negative words around the people whom you're supposed to be loving. I usually see parents, and when I listen to some words which a parent throws on their child, you hear somebody say something like, you dog, you bitch, you useless kid, and you just know that that is a person who is struggling emotionally. They have unfulfilled desires within them. They have a sense of pain that has been carried forward probably from their childhood, and so they are only venting it out on their children. And so we have to be very cautious, knowing that the words that we speak, they have a lasting mark on the lives of our children. And also just to help us know that, like the Bible teaches us, Matthew 12:34, that out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth will speak. What is full in your heart? If you have a sense of worth and value within you, your words will show it. When you're depressed and angry, your words will also show it. And so let's be very cautious around the words that we use in the lives of our children. Another thing we need to know, friends, is that words are like yeast. For those of us who love to bake and cook, usually when we are baking, we don't use a lot of yeast, just a little. is enough to cause the entire door to rise. And so our words are like that. Even while we're struggling to make sure our children are having a beautiful life, we are providing the fees, we are giving them the accommodation, we are giving them clothing. On this one day, when you mention a negative word, your children may not be able to remember all that you have done for them through life. What will stick with them will be the negatives. Negative words have a way that they leave a permanent ugly mark in the lives of children. And so let's be very, very cautious when we are using words, especially words that we speak to our children. And what we also need to know, friends, is that words are seeds. Words are seeds that are waiting for the rightful time of harvest. Every word that you speak into the life of your child, it is a seed that is going to bear fruit. So if you're speaking words of life and hope and encouragement, expect to bear a beautiful harvest in your children. But if you're speaking words of destruction, if you're speaking words of hopelessness, if you're speaking words which are not building your children, expect the harvest is also going to be equally negative. And so let's be very mindful with the kind of words that we use where our children are concerned. What we also need to know, I love the way Dr. Miles Monroe put it. He said, good parents don't kill their children's dreams, they feed them. Friends, every time that your children are speaking out their dreams, every time they are sharing with you their interests and desires, pay attention. Do not destroy them with your words. Do not throw words like, you really think you can make it. You really believe you're the person who is going to become that. Do not use that kind of negative tones where your children are concerned. Use positive words that are going to build your children and help them grow and develop into the people that they would love to be. In our house here, we have a child who has been talking persistently about becoming an MP. Everywhere we go, his teachers, his friends, his colleagues, wherever we go, you notice he's being addressed as honorable, as honorable. Our role as parents is not to say, you really think you can become an MP? No. Our role is to encourage him. Our role is to fan that dream into life. Our role is to help our children believe that whatever they want to be, they can actually be it. Why? Because we are the number one fans and cheerleaders in the lives of our children. And so even when we listen to the ones who are saying they want to be a pilot, they want to be an engineer, they want to be an IT specialist, our work is not to damage the dreams of our children with our words. Our role is to support them and encourage them and help them and lead them to become the people that they desire to be, through helping them to believe that whatever they are dreaming, it is actually possible. And dear friends, whatever we talk about, whatever you discuss all the time, that is what you multiply and magnify in your life and your family. What are we talking about in our family which children are listening to? In our family here, we've told our children that they have to rise beyond where we've reached and achieved as their parents. They have to achieve higher than us, spiritually, emotionally, mentally, academically, financially, in every aspect. And we have told them, we talk about this in our house, and it is a normal thing, they know it. They know that their starting point is where we have reached. They have to shoot higher than where we have reached. And so they know that this is the challenge that they have within them. What are you speaking in your family? What are you talking about? What are those words? Are they encouraging them? Are they building them? Or are those words destroying your children? Dear friends, I would also want to draw attention to the fact that sometimes life happens. You know, when you're raising children, it will not always be rosy. There are the days when you're engaged in the crossfires. There are days when you're going to get involved in heated arguments and the words will fly around. What do you do as a parent when you notice you've crossed the line and you've spoken some words that you shouldn't have spoken? Always be quick to review what you spoke. Always be quick to nullify whatever you've spoken, which you shouldn't have spoken, which is going to be a negative imprint in the lives of your children. When you've spoken and gone beyond the line, be gentle and humble enough to apologize to the children where you've uttered excesses. Dear friends, I would love to conclude with a quote from Dr. Miles Monroe in his book, Understanding Your Purpose. Dr. Miles Monroe says, "Where the purpose of a thing is not known, abuse is inevitable." And on that note, friends, when you don't know the purpose of your children's lives, when you don't appreciate that children are a precious gift from the Lord, when you don't appreciate that they have unique giftings and talents within them that are just waiting to unfold, dear friends, you will abuse them. But if you appreciate the value within your children, if you appreciate that they are special and unique, you will treat them as so, and it will reflect in the words that you speak to your children. Thank you so much, friends, for listening in today. Thank you for loving our channel. I encourage those of us who have not yet subscribed, kindly subscribe, kindly like our channel, kindly share widely, so that together we shall be able to transform our society through our family. God bless you. I look forward to seeing you again. Bye.